Welcome to Soul Sessions with me, your host, Azul Zapata, and this time we have Emily Musolino in the passenger seat and Bethany McKee in the back, holding it down. This particular entrapment is because this particular interview and time is because we are coming back from 2 shows that we did in Tennessee. We had a great time, and yeah, so Soul Sessions is when I get people in my Kia Soul and we talk about what it's like to be a musician these days and what it's like to make art and what it's like to be in my band, and they have to be honest or I will kick them out of the car.
Can you stay in the lane though?
Yeah, no, I know. I'm getting fidgety. I can feel myself being. It was my idea, and I'm uncomfortable. Okay, great. That's what I've got so far. Bethany, how about you tell us about yourself a little bit? Get a little closer so people can hear you.
Okay. I play keys and do background vocals in your band.
Yeah.
I'm also in a band with my husband, and we do kind of electro-pop, Fantagrammy, churches-y stuff. We're called Waking April. And I have a dog, and he's really cute. I don't know, what else do you want to know about me?
We'll get to how you met me for the first time later, but what's your favorite thing about playing music?
Ooh.
You know, a really lighthearted question.
Yeah. Simple, easy. I mean, it's just like there's nothing else like it. Like actually playing and performing in particular. I love that I get to just like get on stage and be loud and make myself the center of attention like that. Like, I don't know, I feel really lucky that that's something that I get to do regularly. It's fun. It's a really good answer.
I loved it. Emily, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Emily Musolino. I'm a singer, guitar player. I also can play several other instruments with a medium proficiency, like bass.
Your medium
drums,
is most people's like professional level, but that's fine.
a little bit of keys.
That's fine. Drums, bass.
I'm just a dyke with a lot of songs about being a dyke. And I play in lots of other bands too. Like I play in Azul's band. I play with Charlie Lowry. For a long time we were in a band together called Darkwater Rising, but now it's like her thing, Charlie Lowry. And I play with another group called Bangs. It's like a punk rock outfit, which is awesome. I played with Rebecca Todd some. What else? I'm playing a couple wedding bands. Wedding band called The Shakedown. I'm always collaborating with my friends.
And you have your own studio?
I do. I have my own recording studio, Blue Moose Studios in Durham, where I like to sit in front of a computer for hours at a time and tweet things and make magic. Play lots of shows, like probably about 200 something a year. It's no Shelley Bush, but it's, you know.
Just learned about Shelley Bush today.
Yes, just learned about Shelley Bush today. The hardest working woman in show business.
And what's your favorite part about playing music?
Well, I wanted to be a stand-up comedian, but you have to be an active alcoholic to do that.
You're still funny though.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's lots of things, like the rush of playing in front of people, the feeling like you're making a difference when you get a song that really like means a lot to you and to the other people, and just the joy of it. Like, I'm such a nerd. I'll like hit the lick right together, and I'll just be like, yes, my whole day is made, you know. So everything about it. There's always new challenges. You're never bored.
Yeah. And if you're bored, you're not doing it right.
Exactly. You've always got something to do. There's always something to practice. There's no reason to be stagnant.
Yeah. Excellent answer, Emily.
Thanks.
Okay, well, we've been talking about a lot of different things while in the car. A lot of specific things about like what it's like being a female musician these days, or just not being a straight cis white dude, and how the three of us have very different experiences sometimes of, you know, homogenous spaces, or like mostly dude spaces, but who wants to share a little bit of like their experience of like what it feels like now versus like what it felt like pre-pandemic?
It's interesting of using the pandemic as the dropping off point. I don't know if I would say that like it's sort of just been more of a gradual like social progression, I guess. I don't know. I mean, we've still got a long way to go, but you know, growing up, it was definitely like I was always in a band with a bunch of dudes, and I got very used to that. But now, when I get to play with a lot more groups that are composed of more femmes, I'm like, oh my god, this is so much better in a lot of ways. Like, I don't know, like I'm not trying to talk shit on any of my musician brothers, you know, but it's rare for men to open up about stuff sometimes, you know, and so we'll just kind of end up not talking about some really important stuff. And when you can really let your guard down, I feel like that contributes a lot to the trust that helps build like a good musical relationship, you know, and women are really good at communicating in my experience.
Bert?
Yeah, I mean,
Also, Bethany's nickname is Bert.
yes.
Just if anyone is like, who is Bert?
What's she
Bert is in the
talking
room
about?
with us now. Is Bert a ghost? No, Bethany is Bert.
Yeah, I would agree. I wouldn't really consider the pandemic like a turning point as far as...
No, I don't see it as a turning point. I was just trying to like think about like a marker of like, I guess like the last 5 years, or like the last 10 years.
I mean, gosh. I'm trying to think if I've seen like a big evolution. I guess I have seen a bit of an evolution as far as just like seeing more representation in these spaces, you know, not just with the bands that are playing, but I think also about like the front of house and like who's actually running the venues, and you know,
The sound person.
the sound person in the industry and stuff. And it's I think it can be intimidating walking into a space when it's like a whole bunch of dudes and you're the only feminine person there, and it's like, I don't know, you can feel out of place until you like, you have to kind of, at least I have to like tell myself like, no, I belong here, like this is, you know, I deserve to be here, whatever. And so I always appreciate it when I show up at a place and I'm like, oh, I'm not the only one here, like there's more representation, which is really nice. But yeah, I mean, still a lot of dudes, nothing wrong with that. You know, Emily was talking about like serious stuff like communication and opening up about vulnerability and all of that. One thing that I really value about being in a band with women is getting to play dress up and having fun with like your aesthetic and your outfits, and like, because to me like that's part of the whole thing. Like, it's like fun. We're performers. There's like a whole like campiness to this whole thing that we're doing. Like,
you're giving people a reason to look at you.
Right. Like at the end of the day, it's silly and almost audacious, and it's like, embrace that, have fun with it. And I feel like a lot of times guys just don't really go there. Like, I don't know, but like
the patriarchy hurts everyone.
Yeah, but that's like half the joy of it to me, and so that's something that I really appreciate about, you know, Azul giving us like outfit briefs for the show and being like, we're going with like silver sequins this time, and I'm like, yes. I can Do it. I love it.
And then I'm like, Emily, I will go to a thrift store with you right now. and go get you something.
You just keep picking colors
You
that
don't
are
have.
out of my
Well,
palette.
we're
bro.
rounding out your wardrobe.
I think that I was
Got
half
excellent
asleep
stuff.
in the back seat. Did I overhear you say lime green for Shikori?
Yeah.
Not to spoil anything. I don't know if you were trying to keep that a secret. but
This
we're
will not come out in
secret.
time. It's
Okay.
fine. I don't know when this is coming out,
I also
so.
don't own any lime green, so
What
we're gonna have
the
to go
heck?
on a shopping trip.
Okay. I mean, I might have some. I can go through my. That's the other thing is that I have an expansive
She does.
closet, so I could also probably find something for both of you. But I'm feeling kind of like Shikori. There's going to be a lot of people with like good vibes, and I'll be able to. I don't know. That just seems to me. That screams to me alien green. Like I wanna.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
And
Very
to be
spring.
clear, the man that I'm in a band with, he would absolutely like put on silver sequins. you
Yeah.
know, if
Yeah.
you were like, hey, we're doing a theme.
Yeah.
So you're right, like patriarchy hurts everybody.
Yeah.
Like it's everybody likes, dressing up and having fun.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, you just said a kind thing about what it's like to be working in my band. How did each of you meet me?
I don't remember. I think you.
Oh, I know how I met Emily.
Oh, I know. I do remember. I think you came to a show.
I did come to a show.
Second wind.
I think it was at Second Wind. Keep
Yes.
going. Yes.
I didn't. And I had played a gig in like New Bern earlier that day, so I was like completely sleep deprived, like
Yeah.
just nothing in the tank. And she came to try to talk to me, and I was
With all of my
disassociated.
exuberant, like
I don't know
Azul
what I
energy,
said, but I'm sure it
completely
wasn't.
exhausted, introverted Emily, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, I want to be your friend. Can we hang out? Go to my music event, blah, 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 blah." And you're just like, "Okay, cool."
I wanted to show more enthusiasm, but I just didn't
You
have
had
it in me.
nothing left in the tank.
No.
Nothing left in the tank, and that's okay. And then we
I was
autumn-
Shelly bushing it. I shouldn't have done
Yeah.
too much that day.
You
That was
did too much-
crazy.
You did too much of it. We were bushing it.
We were pushing it. and
Shellying it.
I was bushed.
Shelly Bush. You were bushed. Yeah. You bushed yourself.
Wait. That doesn't sound right.
I feel like we might have to
Do you
edit this part
edit
out.
these
Yeah. No, they get edited. Don't worry. They get edited. Yeah, and then I remember. Yeah, it's okay. We can take a break also if you need. But I just remember I was like, that's the first time I'd heard of you, obviously, but then I saw you perform, and I was like, absolutely not. This person is way too talented for me not to be their friend.
I
was just like,
strong arm me into being your friend.
yeah, and here we are.
Like, hello, what friends now?
We're friends now. Here we are, 9 years later.
How anybody ends up being Azul's friend is
Is I
you decide that you're going to be friends.
I decide that we're gonna be friends.
You.
I decide that we're gonna be friends, and then we're friends. That's
We are.
and for some people, it takes them a while to realize that we're being friends, and then other people, it's like they get it immediately and they're on board. For Bethany and I, we have an interesting origin story.
Yes.
I want to hear your version of it because I tell it a certain way.
Oh, I think we tell it the same way. We
Okay.
were both cast in a music video together.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to be the main character of the music video who was dumping her boyfriend and like needed to go out with my girlfriends and just like have a fun night on the town. And so you were cast as my best friend.
Uh-huh.
And so I think within like an hour of meeting each other, I was like running through a parking deck pretending to cry and like hugging you.
Like running into my arms.
Oh my god.
It was so
That was
dramatic.
awesome.
So dramatic.
The video turned out really good.
The video is great. So it's Autumn Brand, also incredible.
Yes.
I need to do one of these with her as well because she's on some of my stuff.
She's in the 180s now.
And then now she's in the 180s, and yeah, it was her. Something we weren't looking for.
Yeah, something we weren't looking for.
Something we were looking for.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
It's one of her songs?
Yeah, it's one of her songs. It was her music video.
Yeah.
And we shot for like an entire day from like 6 a.m. to 7
Yeah,
p.m.
because we had to
That's
use a music venue, and the only time that it was available was like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So,
Was that Slim's?
Yeah.
It was Slim's.
It was at
yeah, it was at
Slim's.
Slim's. And yeah, we had a fabulous time.
It was
And
so fun.
I like to say that I'm a method actor, and so here I am.
Cast as my friend.
Still
and
cast
never
as her
stopped
friend.
acting.
Still here. Yeah, it was a great time.
But yeah, I remember we were like driving around, maybe doing like a reshoot day or something. I know there were some reshoots
Yeah.
that we had to do on that. And we were listening to each other's music.
Yeah.
Like you had just done like a demo of one of your songs.
Yeah.
And I was like, similarly, like you're too talented for us
No.
to not be friends. And you had a gig coming up at the Cave.
Oh my God, you remember more information than I do.
With
The Cave.
Cave.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My old duo that I was the resident.
And so I went home and I was like, Alex, we have to go to this gig at the Cave. And that's how you met Alex.
And that's how I met Alex. But actually, if we're being honest, I had met you and Alex at a show you guys did at the local 506 maybe a year or two before that.
Was that the one that Autumn played violin?
Either Autumn played violin, and I don't remember if Autumn was in that. I don't remember, but I remember talking to you at like the merch table and like chatting with you guys, but like the connection wasn't there yet.
Yeah. I'm often like a space cadet when I get off of stage.
Same. Yeah, and but after we did the video shoot and I got to know Bethany a little bit more, and also like my brain was like a little bit more open, I think, at the time. I was ready to like, I also, in the same way that I was with Emily, I was like, we're gonna be friends now. We're gonna watch Game of Thrones together.
Yes.
I think I invited myself to your bachelorette weekend.
I invited you to the bachelorette weekend,
Okay.
and then you invited yourself to the wedding.
Yes, I did. I did. No, because
No, you were invited to the wedding.
well,
just
but I
hadn't told you.
hadn't gotten a
told you yet.
vacation. I hadn't gotten an invitation.
Nobody had gotten invitations.
Yeah, but I was at your bachelorette weekend and I didn't know, and I remember I was cooking you some food because it was your bachelorette weekend,
Yeah.
and you were a little bit
not sober.
not sober is the kind way that we're gonna
Yeah.
say your state, and I was cooking you some food, and I was like, so I love being here and all, but am I invited to the wedding?
Oh my
It's
god!
fine.
If we had met like a few months earlier, you would have been a bridesmaid at the wedding.
No,
You
but what I
basically were. So.
what I did end up doing was fixing a bridesmaid's dress at the
Yeah,
wedding
because like
she
three
decided.
people. Well, she was being dumb and she cut it with scissors, but like 3 people's clothes ripped at our wedding.
I think that's like a good luck thing.
Is it?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say that it is. I'm gonna pretend that it is.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
so. It was a good
Groom's
wedding.
pants split. Bridesmaid's dress ripped. It's a mess.
Someone almost fainted.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's calamitous. It was a fun
Very.
time. Fun time for all.
Yes.
So that's your Azul background story.
Yeah.
What's it like being in my band, guys?
So fun.
Well,
Say the truth. Say that you can be honest. Like, I'm a little lot.
usually when I go on tour, I think that I'm getting a break from my wife. And then I go on tour with her, and it's like every single pet peeve that my wife yells at me for is what she yells at me for.
I don't yell at you. I just make a very disapproving face. I'm just like, and then I'm like, the food's not going anywhere. You don't need to eat it so fast.
Yeah, you see, this is what.
But it's also like I've enjoyed knowing that we can all get along. Like
Yeah.
road trips
No,
are really.
I'm just fucking like we have a great time. If we didn't have a good time, I would just be not on doing this fucking video. I'd
Yeah.
be like,
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm gonna have my headphones on and y'all
And
can
I
fuck
hate you
off.
and goodbye.
Yeah.
No, it's very fun being in your band. I obviously have fun with the whole like outfits and over the top campiness and learning a whole bunch of Adele songs and learning a whole bunch of Cher songs. And it's been like a challenge for me because that's not necessarily something that I would have done on my own.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah,
know,
same. It's a nice. I've never really played that much disco stuff, so I had to like learn some new stuff.
So I appreciate like kind of being forced to. I have learned that I apparently have really transparent facial expressions. Apparently, I'm making faces at you behind you on stage all the time without realizing it.
Yes,
I mean,
I've been
all
told
three of us kind of have pretty transparent.
Yeah, there's a really funny picture from Dolly Weird of you and me, Emily, and I don't know what's going on.
I already know exactly what you're talking about.
We're both just like,
like, what the fuck? There was like a sound thing.
there was something going on, and like we're both kind of just like, oh, I don't like it here. No, I don't know what else to do about it, but we don't like it. So, good times. Good times.
That was a fun gig though too.
It was a great gig, and hopefully we've got some other stuff cooking that it's going to be just as fun. Yeah, thanks for answering some questions and sharing your experiences, and maybe we'll do another soul session on another time that I have you trapped in my car. Maybe we'll do a part 2 with the girls.
Hold on for one more day. Oh, also, we're the Powerpuff Girls.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Correct.
Obviously. I'm Blossom. This is Buttercup,
The toughest fighter.
the toughest fighter, and then Bubbles back there. What is Bubbles?
Brings the joy and laughter.
Joy and laughter.
Joy and laughter.
Obviously,
Joy and laughter. So much joy, so much laughter. Okay. Thanks for listening to this Soul Sessions. Bye.